Hey y'all, No here. Well, almost a year ago, I embarked on a journey to try and find a backpack for backpackers that did not have any shoulder straps. And some of you have been with me on that journey for a whole year now. And so, uh, if you're have been following me all along, you know that uh, as far as I know, there still is no such thing as a regular backpacking pack that does not have shoulder straps that go over your shoulders like this. And so the beginning of the journey was to build my own backpack that didn't have shoulder straps. And you can go back and watch the videos of how I tried to do that with PVC pipe and roof tarp to make the pack enclosure out of. And so you can see my successes and my failures. It's been a lot of trial and error. But that's kind of to be expected when you're trying to build something that nobody else on this planet, the whole 6 billion or so people, nobody has ever done it before. And so it's been a journey, and there have been a lot of times when I think, man, I finally got it, and I didn't. And so the last failure of all these trial and errors was the actual tarp material that I was using to make the pack enclosure out of. And it didn't take too long to discover that although that tarp material was very waterproof, it got outstanding marks in that category. But what it didn't have very much of was abrasion resistance. And it didn't take long to discover that just sitting the pack down on the ground, it didn't take long before the bottom of the pack started to get holes wearing in the bottom of it. And so, unfortunately, I saw that material wasn't going to work. And I kind of just lost interest in it for a while. But I guess as colder weather started to get here and I've got more time on my hands, I started kind of getting interested in it once again. So you can go back and watch all the old videos if you want to and see how, a roller coaster ride that has been of thinking that I almost had it and then I didn't. And so you may be wondering, well, why didn't you just get, a backpack that didn't have shoulder straps to start with? And like I said just a few minutes ago, as far as I know, there is no such thing. And so kind of where I was leaning was to build an external frame pack out of PVC pipe. And you can go back and watch the original videos to see all the things that I did to try and do that. But one of the reasons, really the only reason that I was trying to build an external pack frame out of PVC pipe was that there was no external frame packs that didn't also have shoulder straps that go across your shoulders like this. And so back in the beginning, I actually did search and try to find just a backpack frame to build my backpack off of. And at that time, I was not able to find anything. And I think it was just a matter of not looking in the right place, because about 6 months ago, I found this Stansport backpack frame that is basically made for hunters to be able to pack out the game, like if they kill a deer or an elk or something like that. It's a way for them to carry out the carcass back home again. And so if you go back and watch the review of this Stansport frame, you'll see a lot of the details about how the frame works and everything like that. But what I wanted to do was take this frame and build a backpack onto it. And like I said, I tried using tarp material as a pack enclosure, but it just didn't hold up to abrasion the way it needed to. So kind of where I circled back around to is this. And so this is a Mariposa 60 liter backpack. And so whenever I started seeing the abrasion on the bottom of the pack that was made out of the tarp material, I actually thought about buying some Dyneema, which is what the Mariposa 60 is made out of, and trying to actually sew a backpack enclosure out of Dyneema. But that was kind of beyond my pay grade, you might say. I don't have a sewing machine. I don't know how to sew. The sewing that I had to do on the tarp material frame, my sister was good enough to do for me. But it kind of got me thinking about, well, could I take this Mariposa 60 and attach it to this frame? And so I started to see a way that I could. So let me kind of take you through the process a little bit. So the first thing I wanted to do was to get this hydration bladder out of the inside of the pack, because that was space inside the pack that I could use. And you know, if you think about it, is there really any need for this hydration bladder to be inside the pack anyway? I mean, it's not like you need to keep it from getting wet. It's full of water. And so, you know, yeah, there's actually a pocket inside this pack to put a hydration pack bladder inside of. But the more I thought about it, the less sense that made. And I can't believe nobody's thought of this before. So, kind of one of the first steps, and this kind of all was working together at one time, but what I decided to do, and this is basically the only modification I made to this pack frame itself, was this piece of aluminum bar across there. And the holes were already there for the aluminum rod to go through. I just had to drill a little bit bigger hole than was already there. I had to make the hole a little bit bigger. But anyway, putting this bar across there made it possible. And what I'm using are just a couple of hooks off of a shoulder strap from an old duffel bag. So let me get in here a little bit closer so you can see what I've actually got. Okay, so here's my hydration bladder. And so Hopefully you can see it from there. So all I've got is a couple of hooks like this with a clip on them. And then I've got a strap going through the holes on the top of the hydration bladder. And so this just clips onto the bar, and then this little piece right here was actually already, it was up a little bit higher, but all I really had to do was slide it down a little bit, and so it makes a nice little pouch for the hydration bladder to sit down into, and that keeps it from, you know, swaying back and forth and swinging around. And so that was already part of the pack. I just had to move it around a little bit. This is also the same belt that came with the pack frame to start with. And if you look at my old videos, you'll see how I actually attached this belt to the backpack frame itself. Now, what the hip belt didn't have, though, it didn't have any pockets on it. So to solve that problem, I just cut part of the hip belt off of an old A-pack, and then I riveted and hot melted a couple of hip belt pockets on there. It's not a work of art, but I think it's going to work. And then this pad right here used to be up here, so I just moved it down to here, and it's actually bolted in with the hip belt to the pack frame. So the way that I actually attached the Mariposa 60 to the pack frame was just using the shoulder straps that I desperately wanted to get away from, and honestly thought at one time about actually cutting these shoulder straps off the pack, because I said, I don't want those. But I'm glad I didn't, because what I ended up doing, and I'm going to try moving you in a little bit closer here so you can see what I actually did. So if you look here and here, all I did was take these shoulder straps and put them across this bar on each side. So basically, in a way, this bar right here, this crossbar, is functioning like my shoulders would if I was carrying this pack the way it was originally built. And also took the load lifters. This particular pack has load lifters on it, so I put those across the same bar. And so cinch down the load lifter, and then let me see if I can get you a view inside here. As I've said many times, I'm not a professional photographer, but if you look down inside here, okay, so here's where the shoulder strap is coming across the top of the crossbar. And then if we go down here, let's get you just a little bit more light inside there. So if you look all the way down to the bottom, you can see, hopefully you can see, and use your imagination a little bit. So the bottom strap on the shoulder strap is going underneath this bar. I think you can maybe see it better if I turn it over on its back. Okay, so you can see here where the bottom of the shoulder strap is attached to the original pack. So you just put that over there. And then imagine this, you know how you pull down on your shoulder straps to cinch it up tight on your shoulders. And that's really all I've got here. Okay, so you pull that one, and then what you end up with is this is held very securely, just like it would be if your shoulders were underneath those, but this crossbar is doing the work for you. So Mariposa 60 works real well. I wouldn't recommend you just go out and buy a Mariposa 60 and demolish it. But you can probably find a fairly reasonable sized backpack that you can attach to this Stansport pack frame pretty easily. Now, if you looked at my earlier videos about when I first started working on this, so I'm still got the same chest straps that I had back when I was working on the pack frame made out of PVC pipe. I just took them off, and there's actually a hole right here. I did have to drill a hole down at this end. Let me pan out a little bit there so you can see how the whole thing goes. So there's a piece of rod here and a piece of rod right here. And so that's what this chest strap is looped around. I put a piece of vinyl pipe right here just so it wouldn't wear this cloth material out. And you can watch about how I made these chest straps on the previous videos. And so that is about it, I think. I'm not sure if that's enough information for you to really be able to tell what I was doing. Oh yeah, I did, there used to be like a buckle here. I just completely did away with the buckle and just wrapped it around this lower crossbar right there. And then just cinched it up so that this little platform right here gives me a good 90-degree angle. Turn you like this so you're not having to turn your head sideways. But yeah, so if you remember, it pivots right here. So this strap is holding this And the thing about this platform is even with a external frame pack, the frame always ends right here, and it doesn't have this platform. And so even if you find a pretty good external pack, inevitably the weight in here, it sags down. But the beauty of this pack frame is that it's got this pivoting platform that your weight is sitting on top of. And so it's rigid on the bottom, whereas, just a regular external frame pack, everything that is in here, it just sags down. And so this ends up bumping you in the butt. But with this piece right here, it holds it from sagging down. Now, so hopefully this is the very, very last pack update. Time will tell, because it is November now, and not a lot of backpacking opportunities coming around in the near future. But this looks like the most promising thing that I have tried thus far. And I know the Mariposa 60 Dyneema material is going to hold up, because I actually used this backpack when I hiked the O down in Torres del Paine in Chile a few years back. So I know this sheds water pretty good. I am using a trash compactor bag inside as a second line of wetness control. But it's looking very promising. So if you have any questions, leave your questions in the comments section, in the comments box, and I'll try to help you out every way that I can. But I'm hoping that if you go back and review all of the videos, especially the video on the Stansport pack frame, that you'll be able to see what's going on. So anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Hope this finally gets you to the point that you can come up with a pack that you need. I appreciate you watching. Hope it helps. God bless each and every one of you. Oh yeah, I'm also gonna show you how to put this frame off and on. So let me turn the camera off for a minute. It'll seem like a second to you, and show you how to put the pack on and off. Well, I'm still struggling with figuring out the best way to put the pack on and take the pack off when there's not a rock or a log convenient that you can set the pack down on. So this is going to be another way that you might want to try if there's nothing available to set the pack on. So we're going to start by just sitting down on the ground with our back to the pack. And then what that's going to do for you, it's going to get this weight belt pretty close to the place where you're going to want it to be. So we're going to snap the waist belt closed. And then we're going to cinch it up good and tight, or as tight as we can get it sitting in this position. You know, bring our chest strap around. Lean back just a little bit. And pull that around nice and tight. That's the easy part. And now for the hard part, we're going to try to come up on our knees like this. And then we're going to take our trekking poles. And then we're going to use those to help us stand up with. And doctor said that didn't work pretty well, you know. Now let's see if I can get it back off again. So obviously to get it off, you're just going to reverse the process. So going to use our trekking poles to come down to one knee and then the other knee. Now we're going to put one hand on the ground and sit down. Chest belt off. Waist belt off. And then if you're old like me, you can use your trekking poles to help you get back up that way too. So that worked really well. Obviously, if there's something to set the pack on, that's going to keep you from probably getting your butt wet or dirty. But that did work pretty well. It wasn't that hard at all. I didn't feel very unbalanced at all. Much better than trying to squat down and slide the pack up on my back. I think this was the best way I've tried so far. Alright, so that's about it for what I hope is going to be the final pack update. I know I've said that before, but honestly, I can't think of many more improvements that I can make to this pack. So, hope that helps you out. You know, do take a look at where I rated and did a summary on this pack frame and how I used really all of the videos. If you're really wanting to make a pack like this, you need to probably look at all the videos because, you know, I didn't really take this pack all the way apart to show you how all of it goes together, but it's basically the same as the first and second iterations were. So thanks for watching. Hope you can build your own pack and hope it works for you. If you do build one, please leave me a comment to let me know how it worked out for you. As always, thanks for watching my videos. I appreciate you. God bless you, and vaya con Dios.